Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Is the Faux Royal Tour just another attempt to create content? The Express reported on an eyewitness claiming the Sussexes have made sure that they have their own photographer present so that the images sent out are carefully selected. There is also a videographer capturing key moments so that videos can be sent out to the press, but there's also another camera crew filming their every move. PR expert Eric Schiffer told Newsweek, "No one's going to care in the United States. This is a snooze fest in the United States, and frankly, it looks like a continued piece of evidence in the kind of whiny activities that the two do. They're doing this because they have felt picked on themselves. They just can't let it go. To really get their reputation back, it requires them to have thicker skin and move past the pain, which in large part was created by Harry and his wife. The controversy that they have created led to the digital barrage. That's modern-day life, and their attempts to reform digital free speech that may get aggressive is like trying to have the sun go away. What it does for many in the United States is have them seem thin-skinned." Schiffer also commented on Meghan's recent appearance on CBS. She is telegraphing with a cannon blast that there is more to drop, and the message is, this is where the money is, ultimately, and she knows this is what people care about. The fact that they are continuing with the digital protection routine is reminding people they were victimized. They can't seem to let go of the victimization economics. During Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 4-day tour of Colombia, the scale of their security detail has been notably extensive. Reports indicate that the couple have been provided with a significant security presence, including a convoy of 14 vehicles comprising police vans and cars. This heightened security is likely due to the political instability currently facing the country, with the government dealing with corruption allegations. Critics have suggested that the royal couple might be used as political pawns to divert attention from these issues. Despite these challenges, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have maintained their focus on the tour's primary goals, which include advocating for online safety. Their arrival and activities have garnered considerable attention, both for their engagements and the extensive measures taken to ensure their safety during the visit. Royal author Robert Jobson is not impressed by the tour, telling the Express, "Harry and Meghan, however, have one reason for this tour: self-promotion, to keep themselves in the spotlight so they can continue to trade on their royal links while demanding privacy when they are having their downtime." When Harry and Meghan touched down, it wasn't just the Colombian sun that made people squint. It was the blinding glare of their celebrity. Confused locals are asking, are they here to help? Jobson also wondered who was paying for their flights, their security, and their luxury accommodations. Anthony Caudron, a former royal butler, told the Express, "I think each of these trips that they take seems to have the effect that people question them more. They are putting a burden on a country that may have a limited amount of methods of keeping them safe. I think it's a distraction that King Charles doesn't necessarily need." There are some new details about Harry's recent visit to the UK. You may recall Harry stayed in a hotel. We're now hearing Harry turned down King Charles' offer to stay at Buckingham Palace. A well-placed source told The Times, "I don't know what more the king could have done. He offered Harry to stay at Buckingham Palace, but that, it seems, even wasn't good enough." Another source added, "It makes Harry's decision to stay in a hotel all the more strange when the palace would naturally offer all the security you could wish for. It would also have made more sense from a point of view of seeing his father, as it would be easier for the king to see his son if they were staying nearby." Is Beatrice the key to royal peace in our time? Royal expert Ian Pelham-Turner told Fox News, "Beatrice and Zara both want the royal family to be seen in the best possible light. Both have strong values and common sense. They are out of the maelstrom of William and Harry and are good at building bridges and calming situations. This could be an effective force in bringing the brothers back together and finding a way forward with Meghan and the children." Former royal butler Grant Harold told the New York Post, "Beatrice is very close with both William and Harry. Their relationship is fun and natural. It's never changed. They always have a lot of jokes together and can have a laugh. They're friends. That's what's nice about it." The source continued, "The cousins, they're close. They have each other's backs. They do spend a lot of time together." She would be someone to initiate peace in the family. She's close to both William and Harry as well as the king, and they trust her. It would be her out of anyone else, but she wouldn't want to be too involved. As a reminder, Harry recently addressed the feud in ITV's documentary Tabloids on Trial. In the interview, Harry suggested that his determination to fight tabloids in court was the crux of their feud. I think that's certainly a central piece to it, the Duke of Sussex said. That's a hard question to answer because anything I say about my family results in a torrent of abuse from the press. He wished that they had acted against the media groups as a family instead of him doing it alone. I believe that, again, from a service standpoint, and when you're in a public role, that these are the things that we should be doing for the greater good. But I'm doing this for my reasons, he added. Looks like Tyndall and Beatrice will have quite a tough hill to climb. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Apparently, Charles has been thinking about a slimmed-down monarchy for quite some time. In 2008, then Prince Charles proposed a significant restructuring of the British monarchy, aiming to streamline the royal family by reducing the number of working royals. This included plans to strip several royal offspring, including Prince Andrew's daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, of Her Royal Highness titles, remove their royal protection and take them off the royal payroll. This proposal sparked intense opposition from Prince Andrew, who feared his daughters would be demoted to the status of lady and forced to earn their own living. According to royal biographer Christopher Anderson, the confrontation between Charles and Andrew was heated, characterized by desk pounding and shouting, highlighting the brothers' volatile tempers. Charles' motivation for this proposal was rooted in his vision of a more efficient and streamlined monarchy, which he had been considering as part of the Way Ahead Group, a secretive advisory board within the royal family. This group, which included senior royals and advisors, aimed to shape the future direction of the monarchy. Charles' plans, however, were ultimately thwarted by Andrew's strong resistance. Crown creator Peter Morgan tells The Hollywood Reporter, "For the time being, I cannot imagine any circumstances in which I'd want to go further into the present, as it were, but at the same time, I don't think I'm done with the subject. I might find some way of coming into it from a different way. If you go back in time, you always have that wonderful opportunity for metaphor. You can find a story in the past and tell that, and it will actually be a story about the present, but in camouflage. And that, I think, might be a more elegant way forward. To move forward from where I left the show off at the moment feels too soon." Morgan was asked about making sure that Diana episodes didn't repeat what was already covered in his film, The Queen. Morgan said, "I had to give that a lot of thought because right from the beginning, when I was writing the story set in the 1950s, even that far out, I was thinking to myself, God, what's going to happen if this show continues and I get to the 1990s? Because I don't want to repeat myself. At the same time, I don't think you can claim to have written a dramatized biography of Queen Elizabeth II without having that week in the aftermath of Diana's death be a central part of it, because along with the Aberfan, the 1966 mining disaster, it was one of the two conspicuous misfires in her reign, and both for the same sort of reason, considering a non-emotional response as head of state more appropriate and then getting punished for it because of people wanting emotional guidance and leadership. Initially, if it hadn't been for finding Elizabeth Debicki, I'm not sure I would have told the story through Diana. I might have done it through the Al-Fayeds because I thought that seeing it from an outsider, racially as it were discriminated against, would feel more contemporary. I would have more to say about today and it would be a fresher take on it. But then, of course, Elizabeth Debicki showed up. So in the end, I chose to do it as a mixture through the eyes of the Al-Fayeds and Diana. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please feel free to send us a voicemail if you like the show or you have comments or suggestions. And follow us, please, on Apple or Spotify or the app of your choice. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.